Ladies and gentlemen, it's your friend Mike Brady from Oceanliner Designs. How's it going? Hello, hello. Uh, Ryan Wesley says, Mike is my favorite vested YouTuber who covers boats. It's a pretty crowded field, to be honest. Although some people on a YouTube comment recently said I looked like 42, who's a YouTuber who also wears a suit in his videos, and they're informative. And they made a joke. They said, "Hey, Mum, can we have 42?" Mum says, "No, we have 42 at home." And then I'm 42 at home. So really, I'm just an off-brand Australian bargain bin 42. Hello, everybody's saying hi. No tech trouble, no nothing, says the Hylian Batman. No, because a few things have changed. I have now got a pretty powerful new computer, which is fantastic because it means I shouldn't be lagging. First of all, if I'm lagging, then something has gone horribly wrong, and I'll be going back to the computer shop, that's for sure. And I've just got a great little setup now. I've got 2 screens, and this computer is powerful enough that I can show you guys my 3D modeling software and show you how I animate the ships. And so we'll probably get into that in maybe about half an hour after I've said hi to everyone. Everyone's saying congrats for 100,000. Oh, thank you so much. Can you believe it? My little lockdown hobby became a juggernaut. Next stop, world domination. That's what I'm going for. I keep the wrong side. I keep the globe behind me to motivate me. Oh, thank you so much. Everyone's being so kind and saying congratulations. Yeah, it's been a big year. I can say that. I think at the moment one of the big things that kids want to be when they grow up, like school children want to be YouTubers. And as somebody who was in a corporate recruitment job, who then somehow became a YouTuber, I can say it is a lot of work, but it is very fun. So if you have a passion and you've got a plan, you want to go out and do it, you've got something to say, go and do it. Prince Eugen says, show Skittery's renders. Skittery, if you can quickly flash them to me on Discord now, like PM me so they come up again, I will show them at some point, maybe a little later on. I can do that. There you go. That's what your $2 bought you, Prince Eugen. I will do it. Andy Happy Guy says, talk about the Johan van Oldenbarneveld. Well, let me tell you about the Johan van Oldenbarneveld. It was I'm actually doing a video about it. So Johan van Oldenbarneveld was sold and renamed Laconia and became a cruise ship. And then on Christmas Day, December 1963, it caught on fire. And there was a pretty serious fire at sea and quite a few people died. So it was a real tragedy. Very interesting story. So I'm looking forward to covering that one. I've got a 3D model of the ship lined up that I commissioned from a modeler that I've been working with, which is really exciting. So that video is going to look fantastic. Heavily animated. You guys are going to love it. Sebastian Asadi says, congrats, Mike. I've been here since 30,000 subs and you've come a long way. Keep up the great work. Thanks so much, Sebastian. That's so kind. Can't believe it. Can you believe it? 30,000. That would have been about mid-year, you know? Gee, how wild. It's real funny. Again, you know, this was a hobby. And like all of you watching, I'm just an enthusiast. I love ships. I'm interested in them. I love engineering and disasters. Who else have we got here? We got Ryan Wesley has joined the YouTube membership. He's become a stoker. Welcome aboard, Ryan. Good to have you. Thank you very much. And Gobe Gobe says, congrats on 100K. Thank you so much, my friend. I can't believe it. I still can't believe it. It's so funny. A lot of you guys ask about drawings. I don't really get the opportunity to draw so much. It's been mainly focused on video production. It's just a lot of work, you know. I mean, I guess you'll see when I load up the animation software. It's just a lot of moving things around and then writing scripts and narrating them. So when you do everything kind of end to end, you know, my week kind of looks like this. Monday, it's usually like a script writing research day. So if I want to, I'm putting 2 videos out a week at the moment, right? So that's 2 4,000 word essays per week, thereabouts, 2 or 3. So I have to write 2 4,000 word essays and then narrate them and film them in the studio office, which is this. Tsunami says, Ship Senpai noticed me. There you go, you've been noticed. I remember you. I remember that name. So, Monday I'm writing a script. So I write a 4,000 word essay essentially on Monday. And then I will narrate it and voice over it. Then, Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm kind of animating it and editing it. So that's like 2 full days of work. Into Wednesday, usually as well. Then Thursday, I'm writing again. And Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm editing the second video. So it really is like a 7-day-a-week kind of job. But, you know, if it's your hobby and you enjoy it, it's not too bad. Erica Itsumi says, Hi Mike, hope you are well. What is your honest opinion of Call of Duty's Voyage of Despair? Do you find it offensive to those that lost that night, or feel it falls under parody under fair use? Comments, help him out. Yeah, so Call of Duty, the video game, released a zombies map called Voyage of Despair, where you shoot zombies on a ship that... was it meant to be the Titanic? Is it specifically the Titanic? Clearly, they've lifted the design of the ship. If you go and look at videos, you can clearly see that it was directly inspired by the Titanic. I mean, it looks exactly like the ship, but I don't know if they specifically reference Titanic. I mean, it's pretty tasteless if it is. It's hard to... I'm a Call of Duty fan. I mean, I used to play it, especially in lockdown. I was playing it a lot. And, you know, it's tough. At what point does something become so ingrained in the public psyche, and it's been so long that there's no like living connection directly with this disaster that it's okay to do this kind of thing? You know what I mean? At what point will 9/11, for example, I know people always use this example, but at what point will 9/11 have become something that can be gamified or something like that? I mean, I shudder to think of the Call of Duty Zombies map set inside the World Trade Center as it's collapsing, right? But is that what we're going to be playing in 2055 or you know, 2100? I don't know. So yeah, I think it's a little tasteless. Yeah. Even though I love the idea of having it set on a ship. It's a cool setting, great idea, but they've just... Maybe it's because there's so much reference material for the Titanic out there. It's the same with the TV show 1899 that's out at the moment. I don't know if you guys have been watching 1899, but the ship is Lusitania. It is 100% the Lusitania. And I guess it's because there's just a ton of reference material out there, you know, with slight tweaks here and there, which at least they've done a few things different, but it is 100% the Lusitania. I did notice something real funny though. In one of the shots of the ship, you can clearly see that there's a compass binnacle on top of the ship, the Prometheus, I believe it's called. There's 2. I forget the name of the one that the main characters are on, but oh yeah, they're looking for the Prometheus. So I forget what the main one's called, but anyway, there's a compass binnacle, which is like a little pedestal that is on top of the ship's bridge. And as a ship's officer, you can take fairly accurate readings, directional readings from that platform on top of the bridge. I guess the VFX team on 1899 kind of didn't really know what they were looking at, because in one of the shots, it is smoking. I think they thought it was a chimney. So if you watch 1899 and see some of the establishing shots of the Oceanliner as it like zooms overhead, you will see that the compass binnacle on top of the bridge is like, there's a pillar of smoke coming out of it. And I guess they just thought it was a chimney. I thought that was real funny. That's why you got to respect your ship nerds, you know, bring us in as advisors. Who else we got here? We've got a whole bunch of super chats coming through. I Am Boat says, we need a Queen Mary body pillow in the merch store. I Am Boat, I'm not sure that's what we need in the merch store. Alexia says, saved you $5 for tomorrow's coffee break. Thank you, my friend. I think a lot of you would know by now, I am powered by coffee. Although today, because we passed 100,000 subscribers, this is actually just full of pina colada. Just kidding. That is a coffee. That is a coffee. It's 9 a.m. Oh, we've got another member has just joined. Anodyne, welcome aboard, my friend. Great to have you. Thank you so much for your support. Sebastian Asadi says, in the last stream, you said the channel would start to grow into new categories besides ships, and I'm so excited for it. When will it be live? Yeah. We're starting off with a video about Britain's R101 airship, which for those watching at home that maybe missed last week's live stream or the week before, it was an airship built in the late 20s and early 30s in Great Britain. And this was when Zeppelins were a thing. So people were excited to have this new form of transport to get across the Atlantic, get across the English Channel in a matter of half the amount of time, I think, as oceanliners would take. But of course, they're so susceptible to the weather and elements. And where an ocean liner, as you would have seen in my Rogue Waves video, can just power through absolutely no trouble. Well, sometimes a little trouble, but can just power through rough weather, right? Usually. Zeppelins can't. They tend to get beaten around quite a lot. And then the R101 crashed very spectacularly and killed, I think it was something like, she only had to say, these are not the exact numbers, but roughly if she had 50 on board, it killed like 45 people, you know? It was pretty horrendous and ended Britain's grab for Zeppelin real estate, I guess. Whereas Germany kept at it. And so into the early years of the Third Reich, they had the Graf Zeppelin and another little Zeppelin called the Hindenburg, which you may have heard of. The Hindenburg really did a number on the Zeppelin transport idea. So yeah, I'm really excited. I don't want this to be jarring. I don't want to hit you guys with like all of a sudden just aeroplane content, even though I love airplanes. We want to like smoothly transition in, you know what I mean? So you're going to be seeing more warship videos. We're going to do videos about Hood and Bismarck and Prince Eugen and the Prince of Wales, that whole battle. We're going to be doing videos about airships, just like smooth transition in, you know, which is real exciting. And then I can start making airplane videos. Here's a little trivia tidbit for you. My favorite airplane of all time is the Lockheed Super Constellation. I just bought a model of it. It is beautiful, eye-achingly beautiful. What else have we got going on? Oh, SFWA just joined the YouTube channel membership. Welcome aboard. Good to have you here. I should give a little salute to every person that joins up. I should get my my captain's hat going and everyone that joins. All right, you know what? Hang on. Everyone that joins the YouTube membership, you get a little captain's hat salute to the camera. So that one's for you, SFWA, and everyone who else who has joined this morning so far. Good to have you here. Now, oh, we've got more super chats. My goodness. Oh, look who it is. Mr. Sam Pence, otherwise known as Historic Travels. Hello, my friend. Good to have you. He says, someone asked me for a ship body pillow as well. Yeah, don't think I'll put that in the merch store. Anyway, congrats on 100,000. You deserve it, man. Thank you, Sam. Sam's a Titanic historian, a maritime enthusiast. He's got a great YouTube channel. And 2 years ago, when I was starting out on my YouTube journey, I was just kind of browsing YouTube and came across his channel and was watching some of his videos and thought, gee, that looks really interesting, and maybe I could try making some videos. And I did, and I started my channel. And it was because of Sam's stuff, really. I mean, Sam and other creators like Tom Linsky from Part-Time Explorer, but Sam's been doing this a long time. So good to have you here, my friend. Thank you so much. Let's maybe let's not have ship body pillows in the channel, in the merch store. Here we go. It kills me. I can see so many lovely comments coming through that I can't immediately answer because, like it goes so quickly. There's super chats. So all of you asking things specifically of me, I'm sorry I don't get to it. I really appreciate you guys leaving the little things. Like go back and rewatch the streams later on so I can catch up on it all. But I'm sorry I miss you all. All right, I'm gonna do my best. Although Ryan did just say my dog is whinging at me since I'm paying more attention to Mike than he. Pay attention to your dog, all right? Or at least bring him into the situation. Maybe he's interested in ships. I don't know. He's gonna, I'm about to roll out my animation software and we're gonna sink a ship. We're gonna take the Lusitania, we're gonna sink it. So he'll want to see that. Giovanni Rastrelli says, apparently Hindenburg's lavatories were notoriously filthy, which also contributed to alienating potential clientele. I've never heard that before. The airship Hindenburg or the famous Prussian statesman Hindenburg? Because I'm fairly certain the famous Prussian statesman would have kept his lavatories impeccably clean. If that's true, I will definitely be including that in a documentary I plan on making about the Hindenburg. But you didn't hear that from me. Michael Reed, a bag full of hydrogen. What could go wrong? I don't know. It was my friend's birthday party a couple of weeks ago, and his wife got a birthday cake. And for every year of life, he was turning like 29, I guess. She had put little sparklers, the long sticks with like an inflammable mixture on top, right? So turns out that packing almost 30 of these things on a cake and lighting them turns it into a rocket engine. And so we're in this apartment, and there's this cake that has now got like what is that stuff that they use to try and break into bank vaults? That they light it and it's just like white flame just burning right up the middle on the cake. And it was a disaster. It almost burnt the apartment down, and it set the fire alarms off. And we weren't helping because we were too busy crying with laughter on the floor. That's what a real friend would do. If your friends try to help, then are they even really friends unless they're lying on the floor laughing at you? Sebastian Asadi says, I recently went scuba diving in New Zealand to the wreck of the MS. Oh, the Mikhail Lermontov, and it was so interesting. Maybe do a video on it someday. Yeah, gee, if you took any photographs or video or anything of that, feel free to send it through to me. Love to see that. Fascinating. There are so many wrecks, right? I mean, and they're all interesting. A friend of mine, Chelsea, who was on the channel last year, we did a video together, got me a book, called Shipwreck. And it's about this stretch of coast where for 5 generations of this one family, they have been amateur photographers all the way back to the 1800s. And they take this big old glass plate tripod camera out and photograph all of the ships that get wrecked on this coastline. I think it's somewhere off Wales, I think. Very treacherous bit of coastline, but my God, I mean, this is only one tiny, relatively stretch of coast on the world's oceans, and 5 generations of families taking photographs of these wrecks. Like, it's just unbelievable, and the photos are incredible. I mean, they are perfect. You can count the rivets down the side of the ship. Very, very cool. So yeah, Mikhail Lermontov. I think I'm probably saying this wrong, but I think it's Mikhail Lermontov. I will definitely look at doing something on that. That's a very cool story. Fruit94 says, I'm off work just in time. Good to have you. Welcome. Good to be here. You haven't missed the sinking ship yet. So people are asking about progress on the game of the Lusitania. The Lusitania video game is still in production. Everything's gone fine. It's not my game, so I can't really tell you guys what's going on because it's not my place. But from what I've seen, get excited. Michael Reed says, gee, these come so quickly. I always feel like I almost miss the super chats. Michael Reed says, glad to have made the stream. It's been a while. Good to have you, my friend. Congrats, mate. Well deserved. Planes and ships equals aircraft carrier content incoming. Yeah, maybe that's how we transition in. We start doing aircraft carrier videos, and they're like, we just like easily get into aeroplane videos. Well, I'd love to see someone put a super constellation onto an aircraft carrier. We've got another Michael Desorcy. And Michael, I love your name. It's a great first name. He says, I love your vintage aesthetic and amazing ship and plane videos. Thank you. Never change. You are my favorite historical podcaster. Thank you very much, my friend. The vintage aesthetic is actually a funny story. I actually spent like 5 years of my life walking around the city dressed as like a Edwardian gentleman, I guess is the other way to describe it, even though that sounds embarrassing. It was a hobby, really. It was a hobby that I could live. And a few of my friends still do it. I mean, there's maybe even one watching right now. Finbar, I'm looking at you. He lives in the countryside, and he's like the channel's biggest fan. I mean, he watches all of my videos, which is hilarious. Isn't that overload? You know, he'd never want to see me in real life because he's just sick of me. He's been watching me the whole time. He dresses every day. He lives on a farm in the country, and he dresses in a 3-piece tweed suit with, you know, in summer he'll have this big pith helmet, and he's so like brilliantly dressed. And he comes to the city, and if we walk out somewhere, everybody turns. They think they're freaking out. They think they've gone back in time. Doctor Who 1963 says, what are your thoughts on the SS Antonia Grazia from the movie Ghost Ship in 2002? Any thoughts on her design or something you find interesting? Yes! So many thoughts. So many thoughts about this. Who is responsible? Who is responsible for that? That set and that model were, and I've seen the model in real life because it was on display in Queensland. There's a movie theme park called Movie World, Warner Brothers Movie World. So I've seen that thing and it's huge. So they use that for a lot of the establishing shots. I saw the one of it, I think it was the wrecked version, not the original version. So they made two models. Or they made one model and aldified it, but I think it probably would have been better to make two. That was designed by a Oceanliner enthusiast. I can guarantee it. Whoever was behind the design of that model, I would make a video on this if I should try tracking it down and figuring out how this thing happened, because that ship, Antonio Graza, is so beautifully designed and exactly accurate to the era. Like, everything was perfect. And the set on the well deck at the start, when this horrifying thing happens, which I don't want to, there are kids listening and, you know, it's a horror movie, so something terrible happens, but the winches, and there's so much equipment scattered around that only a ship nerd would know where to put it and what it does. You know what I mean? It was so well done that, yeah, there are little things that stand out when you watch movies like that. And to their credit, in 1899 on Netflix, there's a lot, you know, that's a little bit kind of not quite right that maybe irks Oceanliner nerds. But on the stern set, there's a set that's like the poop deck of the ship. There are capstan pedestals, which operate the steam capstans that they use for mooring and warping the ship. So these things rotate, and they were powered by steam engines to you know, make them work. You had like a pedestal that was about waist height with a wheel on top that it was a brake. So you could apply more steam or put the brake on and get it to stop. And they have those on the set of this ship in 1899, which when I was watching that, like, it immediately earned brownie points, because I just thought, gee, that was, that's an Oceanliner nerd detail. So I thought that was pretty good. Anyway, I could talk about that for a whole stream, so we'll move on, but good question. More super chats coming through. My goodness, you guys. We've got so many to get through. I really appreciate it. This is fun. Erica Itsumi says, at the end of the Voyage of Despair trailer, there is a looming iceberg and a life preserver that says Titanic on it. Oh, no. So it was Titanic. Well, that's horrible. I mean, Ken Marshall and Don Lynch were friends with Titanic survivors who only passed away, I think, within the last 30 years. You know what I mean? This is just outside living memory. Pretty horrendous. But where do you kind of draw the line? Because I think we've got World War I and World War II themed horror movies and zombie content. And those were human tragedies that killed millions of people. I guess maybe it's something a little different if they're civilian deaths versus military deaths. I don't know, but that's pretty horrendous, especially because the zombies were passengers as well. I remember them being dressed up in clothing like passengers. That was pretty horrendous. Alejandro Flores Ibarra says, does your R101 video mention the Iron Maiden song about the ship Empire of the Clouds? There's also the rock opera about R101 Curly's airships. Gee, it'd be cool to license that and have it like zooming in one of the establishing shots with Empire of the Clouds in the background. Maybe I could do that. I don't know how much it would cost. Let's make it happen. Jesus Loves Us All 777 has super chatted $50, which is unbelievably generous. Thank you. It says, could you make up a short ship sinking disaster story for a ship transporting or goods cargo? Like, the ship looks like Titanic, but 3 funnels, and has something happened to make it sink. I'm going to use it for a future made-up storyline. Could you make up a short ship sinking disaster story? Yeah, all right, let's think about this. Okay, so there's a 3-funneled liner that's a competitor to P&O's fleet in the late 1920s, and this is I'm just making this up as I go, and it's designed for the Far Eastern service and mid-Indian Ocean. So she's headed for ultimately Japan, but mid-Indian Ocean there is a horrific storm. And she's finished off by a 120-foot rogue wave that smashes out of nowhere from the starboard side and sinks the ship. There you go. Doesn't immediately sink the ship. Puts it on like a 60-degree list. So it's rolled right over, and it stays like that for like 2 hours as she slowly floods and then sinks. There you go. Maybe give some passengers time to escape. You know, there's a lot you can do with that, right? That's my prompt. If you write it, I can maybe draw a small version of the ship for you and, and give you something to look at. Jake Rutigliano says, will you make a Hindenburg or R101 video game? Yeah, I'm not really a video game maker, unfortunately. Although, like, the animations I've been playing look exactly like video games, and they are done in a video game engine. So, I mean, I would love to make a video game, put a video game out. Can you imagine? Maybe someday, you know? Apparently, a video game on the Hindenburg already exists, but this is news to me. So I'm so far behind on these comments. I talk so much, which is good when you're a streamer. You know, you want to talk. Sebastian Asadi says, "Do you think you'll create a separate channel for the new types of vids, or rename the channel from Oceanliner Designs to something else?" Yeah, I've been thinking about this a lot. The thing is, the name Oceanliner Designs is now synonymous with ship stuff, but I don't think it needs to be. I think we're happy to keep the name and the logo, but just keep the content expanded. YouTube channel names don't actually directly apply to what they're about. For example, one of my favorite transport YouTube channels is called Mustard. Doesn't really give much away. You might think it's a cooking channel, but it's all transport related disasters and engineering videos, and it's very, very good. So no, I will keep the name Oceanliner Designs. We've got a separate channel starting up next year. That is about general history stories, not ships, but people stories. And we're thinking that's going to be called Time Travels. I might at some point start a third channel. I'm slowly becoming Simon Whistler. I got to grow a beard and have 20 channels. The third channel might just be like I can do whatever I want. This is the Mike Brady channel if I'm on holiday, if I'm playing a video game. I was also thinking of buying the Lego Titanic and setting a camera up and just building it on live stream and just talking with you guys while I make the Lego Titanic. Would you watch that? I don't know. And just have like a little glass of whiskey, make the Lego Titanic, and chat with you guys. It'll be fun. Millennial Chicken says, "I only discovered your channel the other week, and now I've watched every vid there is to see on it. Congrats on 100,000 subs, and here's the following 100,000. Thank you so much, my friend. How cool is that, huh? That's a lot of ship content. That's a lot of videos about ships. You must be pretty killer on Titanic trivia night at the local bar. There is a bar near me that is a Titanic themed restaurant / bar, and they do Titanic trivia night, and I wanted to go with my Titanic nerd friends and absolutely clean up at trivia. Wouldn't that be hilarious? I don't know what the prize was, but it would be so funny if you just have a bunch of normie families just sitting there like trying to answer questions like, what was the name of the captain on the Titanic? And you've got these 3 lunatic, sweat lord Titanic nerds sitting rocking backwards and forwards, scribbling all the answers down furiously. Oh, thanks so much for watching all my stuff, man. Great to have you here. Also, I love your name. It's very funny. Millennial Chicken. Road Weary has super chatted $19. Thank you very much, my friend. That was $20 really. It says, "Congrats on 100K, Mike." Oh, and a coffee as well. On to 500,000 and beyond. Thank you, my friend. So cool. Oh, I don't deserve you guys. You guys are too cool. Stephen Hemingway says, "We hear a lot of the blue ribbon on the North Atlantic run. Was there any similar for the Australian run?" No, I don't think there was any formal contest to get to Australia fast enough. Probably because everybody was not looking forward to getting to the destination. No, that's not true. I don't really know. I don't think there was. There was a... I think because it didn't have the PR marketability of the transatlantic. The transatlantic is so glitz and glamour. You don't have these millionaires sailing out to Australia for vacation, right? Very often. So no, I don't think there was an equivalent. Although there was the usual arms race to try and implement the faster ships. In the end, though, it became about if the North Atlantic run was about the biggest and the fastest combined, then the Australian run was about the most reliable. So it was really heavily focused on not just one or two sister ships, but fleets of like 3 or 4 sisters and running mates that are almost identical. Like Oceanliner, I've got a poster here from the 30s or 20s or 30s. Orient Line's 20,000 tonners for the Australian line, the Australia run, and there's 5 of them. So Orient, Orama, Otranto, I can't read the others, but a whole bunch. So it was about building consistent, regular schedule to get out to Australia. Not this like, oh yeah, we're going to do 35 knots to get to Australia, because, you know, it would have taken a trip that takes like, you know, a month, and, you know, maybe it would have taken maybe slightly less than that, but it doesn't, it's not, you're not doing it in a matter of days. So I guess the speed factor isn't as important. Okay, where are we at? Michael Desorcy again says, regarding the vintage aesthetic stuff, that's awesome and something I would do. I co-opt Captain Jack Harkness's wardrobe often. People actually like it. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Yeah, that's fun, you know. You only live once, right? And if you're interested in vintage stuff, you can go out and you can get a vintage outfit and wear it out one day. That's what I did. I was feeling really sad one day in 2014. I bought a box brownie camera, loaded it with Kodak 120 film, and just went around town dressed with a flat cap and like a really basic suit. And I felt great, you know. The people were kind of like, "What's this guy about?" And it was just a lot of fun. So, and I made a lot of friends through it as well. So, if you have passions and hobbies, go and do them. Doesn't matter what other people think. Who cares? That's what I think on that topic. Giovanni Rastrelli says, the original script actually flat out states Antonia Graza was Andrea Doria's sister ship. Yeah, it also left the presence of 10 ghosts ambiguous, implying the salvagers might be going mad from isolation. I actually like that plot better than the explicit supernatural element that's at the end of Ghost Ship. I think Ghost Ship is really like a B slasher film, but it sucks because the it's so early 2000s, right? But that set, the quality of the production, and the general plot and storyline could have lent itself to being quite a good movie that, if they'd played off of this ambiguous, you know, actually they may have just been going mad from maybe isolation, or there was lead in the water or something, could have just made it, just elevated it a little bit. Because at the moment it definitely sits in so bad it's good territory. But that little elevation might have brought it up to, you know, so good it's good. I don't know. Morticalis says has super chatted $20 and says congrats on the milestone. Oh, thank you. How good. Oh, it's so exciting. I just can't believe it. I mean, I was doing this in my bedroom. You go and watch my Lusitania Rogue Wave video from a year and a bit ago, and watch my recent Rogue Wave video, and you see just how different things are. So no, I really appreciate it. And I recognize a lot of these names, you know, and I know a lot of you have been around for a long time, since the channel was on like 5,000 subscribers. So it's really good to have you all. Michael McLeod has pledged £20, which I really appreciate, man. Thanks so much. Hi, with drone ships becoming more practical, do you think a fleet of lit up 1/48th scale model Clydebank ships like Lusitania, Aquitania, Queen Mary, Lucania, Hood, etc. sailing up and down the Clyde would be a tourist draw in Glasgow? Oh yeah, I'd go see that. Can you imagine? Amazing. 1/48th scale Hood and Lusitania and Aquitania. Oh man, that would be so cool. Gee, how big would 1/48th? Would it 900 foot long be at 1/48th scale? What's a 48th of almost 1,000? That's 480. What's that? 48 feet of 1,000 foot long ship. Is that right? I think that's right. I'm not very good at math. To that point, someone asked me the other day what I was reading recently. Go out and buy this. Humble Pie by Matt Parker. Read it. It's hilarious, first of all. Second of all, super, super interesting. He talks about just engineering disasters and math disasters and all that kind of thing. Super entertaining. Could not recommend it more. And the guy's from Melbourne, Australia. Oh, sorry, I just hit my microphone. But as am I, right? So yeah, no, definitely go and read. But yeah, Michael, I would go and see that. My goodness, you got to get clever, you know. Some of these places that, like you know, Clyde, which once were industrial hubs that have had the industry ripped out of them. Belfast is living off of tourist draw, thanks so much to Harland Wolff and the production studios and everything there. So you got to get a little creative. If you don't have the infrastructure still in place like Harland Wolff does at Belfast, what do? You know, well, a fleet of 1/48th scale ships fully lit up, sailing up and down the Clyde would be pretty cool. Sorry, when I said Clyde, I meant Clydebank, but you know what I mean. Brilliant. Am I caught up? I think I'm caught up. We got ND Art says, hey, congrats on the 100,000. I don't have anything to toast, but here's to many more. Well, I got something to toast, so I'll toast you, ND. Thanks so much, my friend. Yeah, ND's an old friend of the channel who animated, 3D modeled, I should say, the turrets for my HMS Hood video a couple months ago, which was very, very cool. Okay, here we go. Now, it's 9:36. We've been rocking and rolling for a little over a half hour. I'm going to drag this over here and I'm going to fire up my animations. So here's the deal with the animation software. I make these animations up. I create a 3D environment and I dump in these ships. And then I do my thing and animate them, and then delete all the assets. So unfortunately, all my previous videos, like the Britannic sinking video, where it was the HMS Resolute, a World War II era troop ship, that's just gone. You know, unfortunately, I didn't keep any of the stuff. So all I really have to show you, but it will kind of demonstrate how these work, is my most recent video, the Rogue Wave video. So I'm going to share my screen and just hope that this works for us. So you guys should now see this, and let me know if this is lagging or anything. Here we've got some ship models by Lucas Gustafsson, who is a modeler from Brazil, I believe, who has been working with me on the channel to help me out. This is the model of the Michelangelo, which I used for the Rogue Wave video. You can see the stabilizers down here. They're beautifully detailed. I mean, these are super cool. Really cool models. I love how intricate these funnels are. The Hylian Batman is saying, you didn't keep an archive of your previous work? I know, it's so bad. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's basic stuff, isn't it? You keep your old stuff. But here's the thing, though. The files these render out are way, way too big. I mean, these are monstrous render files. I think a 30 or 40 second long high quality render is like 10 gigabytes. So they're just huge. Evan Osland says, new to the channel, but love the content and I'm here to stay. Welcome aboard, Evan. Good to have you. Congrats and a toast to 100,000. Toast to you, my friend. Thank you so much and good to have you. Those weird funnels. Yeah. I love this. I love the little slide here. Look at this. Let's go for a slide on the Michelangelo. Imagine being like a 8-year-old and standing up here. How cool. And then you look over on your right-hand side and there's the Wilhelm Gustloff. Let's go for a slide. Whee! Sploosh. Oh my god, we just fell through the ship. Okay, anyway. Yeah, here's the Wilhelm Gustloff. This was literally a Nazi cruise ship. People have got mad at me for saying it's a Nazi ship, but it literally was built by the Nazi German government to reward Nazi party members with cruises. And it was not an ocean liner. It was a purpose-built cruise ship. And this is the logo of the organization that organized, I guess, Nazi cruise ship holidays. So it's an interesting topic. People were like, why didn't you mention the Wilhelm Gustloff in your video about Nazi ocean liners? And it's because it wasn't a Nazi ocean liner. Michael Desorcy says, we're moving to Dundalk. I'm probably not saying that right, which is embarrassing because my family is Irish. But anyway, we're moving to Ireland in January. Stone's throw from Belfast. Any on-location photo requests? Happy to help when we're settled. Oh, man. Yeah, you got to go. You got to go and just film everywhere. Hey, here's my recommendation for you guys. Go to Belfast Castle, which overlooks the loch there and Harland and Wolff. and you can go and you can see everything. You can imagine, you know, Titanic and Olympic being fitted out there. You can see the shipyard. You can see everything. It's really, really cool. So this is a model of the Lusitania, and this is not anything to do with the game that Tom Linsky's working on. This is a model that Lucas Gustafsson made some time ago that is really beautifully detailed. I use this one quite a lot for different things now, but you can see that the interiors are nicely modeled, and we've even got, if you go back here, we've even got a little veranda cafe here. I haven't turned the ceiling on, but how nice. Very cute. Let's just sit here for a minute, pull up a chair while I cover these super chats. Here we go. Hey dude, this is from Lemon Skunk 123. Hey dude, love the videos, fantastic, 100,000, well done. Love the SS Andrea Dora and the Normandy. Will there be any videos on them in the future? Yeah, look, I plan to do a lot. I plan to do a lot about this stuff. Now that I can like 3D animate this stuff properly, I've got a good computer. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing as much as I can. So all of these videos, I mean, the Andrea Doria story is fascinating, so I can't wait to cover that one in more detail. We know a lot about bits and pieces of the stories, but I want to create, you know, like 40-minute long documentaries to really go over it in more detail. Giovanni Rastrelli says, the only person who got mad at you for calling it a Nazi cruise ship was an actual neo-Nazi who was spamming your comment section. Yes. I have pretty strong views on this stuff, but yeah, I don't mean to get dragged into like a political debate on any of this thing. But you know, like my granddad was a World War II veteran, and he fought the German army for some time in Western Europe, and it definitely had an effect on him. And you know, it's just interesting. It's still all within living memory. And I knew a couple of World War II vets and got to speak with them, and they had some pretty fascinating stories. It's a horrifying bit of history. Iron Boat says Gustloff model means Gustloff video. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. Roy63 says 1/48 of 1,000 feet would be around 21 feet. Oh man, yeah, I just outed myself as being an absolute math noob. There you go. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to be doing a Wilhelm Gustloff video for sure. Here is the bridge of, well, the very basic bridge of the Wilhelm Gustloff with, oh my god, the Lusitania is directly ahead. So anyway, this is just where I import the models and dump them in. But we're going to open up one of the levels where the ship is sinking. We're going to open up QM Storm. So this is the map that I use to create the Rogue Wave video for context. So we'll let that open up. It doesn't matter. So here we go. What I'm going to do is I just realized I'm missing the ocean. So I'm just going to drag that in real quick. We're going to dump that in here. So for context, can you maybe go away? Yeah, thanks. For context, I did this on my old computer, so I've just kind of like ported all this over. So things are a little janky. Like for example, the Queen Mary's got this whole situation going on down here. We've got some pretty serious corrosive damage in the hull plates down here at the waterline. So oh, it's on both sides. Oh man. Okay, well, at least the Queen Mary's in trouble. If that was really a hole in the Queen Mary, that big, it would probably be looking more like this at this point. Oh man. Yeah, we just sunk the Queen Mary. Whoops. Don't you hate it when that happens? Anyway, we're going to leave the Queen Mary sunk for a minute while I look at these comments. Giovanni says you should do a video on Cap Arcona together with the Gustloff. Yeah, you guys already know. You guys have been you've been looking through my the list of videos I plan on making. Stop going through my files, all right? Anyway, so shock horror. All of the ships involved in the Rogue Wave video were on the same map. Here's the end of the ocean. I don't know if you guys know this, but the world is actually flat, and the ocean just ends, apparently. So yeah, all the ships that were in the Rogue Wave video were all together. Frank the Duck says sad Cunard noises. Yeah, that's a little sad. Let's make this daytime so that we can maybe just get a better. I'm just gonna quickly do this. Where's my saturation? Oh yeah, saturation. There we go. Nice. Okay. Yeah. So you can see that I had all the ships from the Rogue Waves video positioned very closely together, and you can even see all the way over here the Rogue Wave model that I used. I am Boat says, did Mike just say the world's flat? Yeah, I guess I kind of did. Mike Flat Earther confirmed. What have I done? So yeah, here is the Lusitania, and then here's the Queen Elizabeth. And here's my Rogue Wave. This is actually just a waterfall. So, if you can make it real big, but yeah, it's really just a waterfall model that I kind of like inverted. Oh, that's terrifying. Oh, wow. Now that's a Rogue Wave. Let's like make that a little bigger this way. There we go. Oh yeah, nice. Oh wow, yeah, POV, you're on the Lusitania and an asteroid has hit the Earth. Oh man, how big is that? That's got to be like 1,000 feet. What do you reckon? Terrifying. Okay, anyway, so what you do is you position the ships around, and then you fire up the sequencer. So we're going to fire up Lusitania Storm, and you animate. Oh, my program closed. Oh, well, hang on a minute. Please. Oh, I knew there'd be some technical problems at some point. Maybe it didn't like me moving around the tsunami. Let's try that again. Please stand by. This is all a little experimental because I've never, you know what I mean? My computer, this is all brand new. Like, you know, I'm still kind of figuring out. My old computer would not have been able to show you this and stream at the same time, right? Gee, all right. Well, I guess I've just corrupted all of my my project files. This is live watching all of Mike's hard work get absolutely wrecked. Anyway, I'm gonna keep reading comments while I get this sorted. He didn't like that I sank the Queen Mary. Yeah, wow. Unreal Engine are Queen Mary fanboys, clearly. What else we got? We got more comments coming through. Oh no, it loaded up. We're good. Ta-da! There we go. Sorry guys, we're back. Okay. Let's go and find the Lusitania. I think she's out here somewhere. There we go. Okay, excellent. So at the moment, the ships are floating in midair. We're going to drag the ocean back in. And I'm sure some of you watching are actual Unreal Engine modelers and animators and things. So please don't laugh at me if this looks stupid. Cool. Okay, so here's the animation. So what you do is you position the ship and move it around so it bounces and moves. So you can tell this track here is the Lusitania. So I've got it pitching and rolling all the way. This is a shot that I didn't get to use in the video. You can see that there, which I absolutely love. It's super cool. Look at this. From the stern. So this is taken from where are we? Oh, it doesn't like it. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Ah, so annoying. Well, I'm gonna have to try and mess around with this sometime and get it working because, yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm sure one of you guys are an actual computer whiz and could probably help me figure it out. Oh. Yeah. Someone's got a good point. Get rid of game-ready drivers and get studio drivers. Yeah, this is a tech thing. I'll get it figured out. I'm going to try this one more time. Where is Queen Mary Storm? There we go. Okay, we'll try this one more time. And yeah, if it doesn't like it, then I'm sorry. What more can I do? We're going to make it daytime. And we're going to, again, make the sky not black and white. Okay. So here's Lusitania. We'll make it a little later in the day, so there's not so much shadow. All right. Well, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this again sometime. Mamma mia. So sad. I was really looking forward to showing you guys this. What I'll do, I'll try launching this in a different level. So maybe I can just like do it in the base level where I import all the models. Like maybe we can just do it here because this seems like pretty stable. I think the other one is just panicking a little, you know? We're gonna like just put the ocean in. Or are we? Oh, I haven't got the landscape set up. Yeah. I don't know. What about... We'll try another one. What's this? F in the chat. Oh, so sad. Anyway, I think we've got a super chat that I can... Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm going to have to deal with this. You know what this is all about is me just dragging my project files into my new computer. So I guess this still needs a little more experimentation and testing. This is annoying though, because I was doing this last night and it was working just fine. So typical. I told you, it's not an Oceanliner Designs stream until something breaks. So typical. In the meantime, we've got a super chat. Bright Starline says, Mike, are you going to do a video of the SS George Washington ocean liner? My grandfather's served on her. That's so cool. Wow. Gee, really? The George Washington, that all of those liners from the American lines, fascinating and sadly underrepresented. People don't really do much about them. You know, you don't really get many histories. So yeah, no, I would absolutely love to do something on the George Washington. I think what was her sister ship called? Oh man, that's a trivia question. Name me some running mates and sister ships of the George Washington while I try and get my life together here. Okay, so what we're gonna do? Okay, I'm doing this again. I think I just don't touch anything, and it should be fine. You know. Okay, we're gonna put the ocean back in. No. Okay, guys. Well, that's that. I'm gonna leave that alone because clearly it doesn't like it, and I will figure that out what's going on and fix it, and then stream again in like a week or a week and a half. All right, so we'll come back and we'll do this. Disappointing. I really wanted to show you guys how I got the tsunami working, but what I'm gonna do is not delete the project files this time, so I can show you. Oh, so disappointing. I really wanted to sync. Yeah, Brandon Charles says, the machine spirit has been angered by your transgressions. You must please it. This is a technology channel. This is a channel about engineering. Well, actually, it is a channel about engineering disasters. So I guess that that holds true, right? Boris Carter has pledged $1, which I really appreciate. Thank you so much for your generosity there. All of your support really helps, guys, and it actually enables me to do stuff like this, get computers that apparently can't load the video game engine that I use to make my stuff. No, just kidding. This setup, this is crazy what I've got now to make these videos versus when I started out the channel. You go and watch my first video and it's just me. Let's boot it up. Why not? I'll show you. This is so funny. The Stoned Abbott says, who's your favorite Beatle? Oh, George Harrison. His I loved his solo stuff as well. But I just like him. I like him a lot. I like them all. I also like Ringo, but yeah, they're a little unconventional. Giovanni, who's your favorite Beatle? Stoned Abbott and chat. Who is your favorite Beatle? Giovanni Rastrelli says there was also a German ocean liner called the George Washington. Yeah, it's interesting. The German ocean liner companies and just Germany in general, very interested in Americana. I think they're kind of like Americanophiles, a little bit like I am as well. Like I love all things American. And it's really funny that at every stage, these German liners are being named after American concepts or And the the Nazi German superliner they were going to build, they were originally planning on calling it America, which I think is fascinating. So always highlighting that connection with the United States and that they've got a direct sea lane service, I guess. It's quite interesting. West Hunter has donated $2. Thank you very much. That's going to the coffee fund. Coffee powers me. Coffee gets me through animating and getting through crashes on my software when I'm live streaming to 360 people. So embarrassing. My goodness, I can't get my act together. JW Gaming says, I love the video so much. I would love to see a video on either the Yarmouth or the Morro Castle if either ship stories interest you at all. Yes, very much. Very much. Yeah, the Morro especially. The Laconia video, the Laconia with a K, the former Johan van Oldenbarnevelt, will be fully animated. It'll have the ship burning. That'll be a test bed for other Ship 5 videos. And the Morro Castle is such a cool example, you know, because the thing washed up on the seafront there. It was just such a bizarre sight. Let's swap things around real quick. Oh, I didn't mean to move myself around. Gee. What a noob, honestly. We've got more super chats, which I will cover. I'm just going to put that there and fire up the presentation. Top Hat Titan says, if you could own one Oceanliner, which one would it be and why? Gee, that's such a good question. Guys, help me out. What Oceanliner would you own? You mean like as a private yacht? Probably for the history and just the insanity of it, the Olympic. I just love this idea of an Oceanliner that just rampages its way across the Atlantic, destroying everything in its path. It was just everything that Titanic wasn't. I love that you've got two ships from the same designers, the same background, the same raw material, built side by side, and yet one does all of this stuff and the other one immediately sinks. So it's just bizarre. So yeah, I think probably the Olympic, because it has such a cool story, and so many celebrities as well travel on, like Chaplin, I think Albert Einstein. I've actually got a little piece of Olympic's timber. You can just see up there, that block is a piece of deck timber from the Olympic that someone gave to me, which is a lovely, lovely thing to have. And you hold it and you think, who stepped on this? We've got more super chats coming through. Francois Desilets has given 10 Canadian dollars. I hope I said your surname right, Desilets. I think that's correct. Je parle un petit peu français, mais j'ai déjà oublié toute la grammaire. Et quelquefois c'est un petit peu difficile de trouver les mots corrects. Ouais. Mais je peux comprendre beaucoup. There we go. Roll Backer says, congrats on 100,000. Thank you, my friend. Any plans for videos about the liners of the Holland America line? Yeah, SS New Amsterdam, SS Rotterdam and such. Keep it up. Yes, so much. I mean, you know, this is the difficulty of running this channel, is that I want to make videos on... Actually, I'll put myself in full screen for a second. We'll come back to this in a sec. I want to make videos on everything, you know? All these books behind me, like that middle section there, the little one there, is all ship books of all different lines, you know, like P&O and White Star and Holland America and Hamburg and Hamburg America, Hamburg Sud. You know, there's so much history and there are so many stories. And until recently, you know, I never wanted this channel just to be a slideshow of photos. It's got to be something different. You got to see what's going on. And I always wanted to have animations of these things. Previously, it was just contingent on what I could draw. So as you guys know, I'm a maritime illustrator traditionally. I draw these ships. I can't draw these all, you know, I can't draw them. And then also when I draw them and animate them, you're only seeing them from the side. So I can't get these cool sweeping shots like we got with the Rogue Waves video, where the ships are leaning over. So now, in partnering with 3D modelers, I can say, hey, you know, I want to do a video on the Rotterdam, or the Rotterdam 4, and in 2 weeks, that model of the Rotterdam will be ready for animation. That's what the channel will be now. It's going to be really, really heavily animated, but it's going to look really, really good. So yeah, good point. And I will hopefully be doing more on, you know, ships from the Netherlands and Europe. Bright Starline says, oh, here we go. So yeah, George Washington. Yeah, that the United States Lines got her and renamed her the George Washington, the USAT. So I guess she became a troop transport and renamed her USS George Washington. Yeah, it's interesting. That's another great example of the German shipping lines having such an interesting connection with the United States. It's cool, huh? Patrick Basin says, has the interior of the Titanic stern ever been explored, or is it too damaged? Very difficult, even though whole sections of plating are missing from Titanic's stern, so you can very easily send an ROV into the side. It's very dangerous because the structural integrity of the stern was already so badly compromised during the sinking. And even over the last 30 years, the stern section has just slowly begun to collapse. So because the stern is so badly damaged, it will definitely be the first part of the ship to go, basically. So what Park Stevenson, who's a researcher and engineer, has been doing recently is cataloging the wrecks of Taffy 3, I think it's the USS Johnston that he's dived on, and the parts of the ship that received fire, incoming fire from Japanese shells, have corroded severely, whereas the intact hull hasn't. So anything that gets damaged during the sinking is the first thing to get eaten away by. So the bow section forward is in beautiful condition. Aft, where the ship broke in two, is where the corrosive damage is, and the decks have begun to pancake down on top of themselves. The stern section is so badly damaged. So getting an ROV in there is very dangerous because you're risking hundreds of thousands of dollars of equipment. Not only that, but there's nothing in there really. I mean, it's visible from the exterior that the effect of the sinking and the horrendous violence that the stern underwent while it was sinking essentially demolished everything inside. And I think in my Where People Trapped Inside the Titanic video, I mentioned that the stern of Titanic and all over the ship, the walls separating staterooms and cabins, even though it looks solid, you look down at pictures of hallways on the Titanic and in the video game Titanic Honor and Glory, and it looks like a maze. It's just timber. I mean, it's just like wooden planking. They didn't use steel walls to separate the cabins. They only used steel around bathrooms and toilets and things for sanitary reasons. So when the ocean came up and the stern started flooding rapidly, it was basically like a tsunami inside this confined space, like a wall of water just smashing through all these walls, and it would have been incredibly violent. And yeah, there's really not much down there. It'd be interesting to see if any of the bathrooms are perhaps intact. Potentially, they had steel walls, although I'm sure that the subsequent implosion of the stern probably put an end to those. So yeah, I think it is too damaged, both to get in and then to actually see anything in the first place. It's a good question. Jade Thornton has pledged $10 and posted a pretty groovy picture of someone having a little boogie. So yeah, thanks for that. Thank you for your support. This is exciting. I can't believe we made it to 100,000. Tanya says, "Hey Mike, congratulations on the milestone. Have you heard of the SS Waratah?" Yeah, I'm doing a video on Waratah. It's a really interesting story. They think she might have been taken by a rogue wave. She disappeared mid-ocean, and there's not really much can bring down a decent size, steel-hulled steamer like that. They think it might have been a rogue wave. So watch this space. Actually, that's coming out in the next week or two, so keep an eye out. Michael Tessorci says, didn't Olympic encounter some rogue weather conditions? It was more like really bad weather, but it smashed a bunch of portholes, threw furniture around, and made headlines. Yeah, I mean, I even think Olympic may have taken a rogue wave at some point, but yeah, bad storms. All of them did. And it's amazing. I mean, they just got so badly damaged by the ocean. You think of these things as being huge. I'll see if I can find, there's this great video of the Olympic, and she's just in a swell. And what's amazing is you can see it rolling like this, and it's not in a storm or anything. It's just in a huge swell. And I'll see if I can find this for you. It's one of my favorite bits of footage of the Olympic. It's on YouTube. Here we go. let me, you gotta watch the ads, of course. So this is a home video. This is looking down the promenade deck. Look at her. She's standing at like a 10-degree angle. You can see how windy it is down there as well. They put screens at either end of the, at the forward end of the promenade deck to try and prevent wind whipping up and down, because it would just, rip your hat off. How cool. Isn't that a great bit of footage? But there's one shot in particular where it's taken right from the stern of the ship. So that's the base of the rear mast. You can see how it's made out of plated steel. So this is looking up the rear mast there. Now that is a big sea, right? But it looks like a nice sunny day. It's not a storm. This is looking out over the poop deck, so the very stern of the ship, and you will notice it's moving around quite a bit. It's not nearly as steady and stable as you might like to think. There's a really cool little moment though coming up. Was it in this video or another one? Oh yeah, this is great. So this crewman here, right? Sorry, I've gone on such a tangent here, but I love this video. This crewman has to get down from the boat deck there down to A deck. There were ladders, but he's come up with a little cleverer way of doing it. You can see the ladder right there. You can see the ladder is literally right there, and he just nah, one leg over the railing, and he walks down the cargo crane like a spider monkey. How good! So yeah, no matter how big they build them, they still roll. Cool, huh? Oh, I got some more comments. Taylor Lewis says, "Do you prefer Olympic with her enclosed B-deck promenade or without after the post-Titanic refit?" It looked more balanced with the B-deck promenade. It looked classic. It looked very pretty. I liked it. I liked the original lines. 1911 Olympic is just a beautiful, beautiful looking ship. Logan Huffgarden says, "Will you tackle warship disasters?" Yeah, absolutely. The channel's diversifying into other areas of interest, so ocean liners are really not the end of it. We're going to be doing, warships. I've definitely got a video coming out about Hood. I want to do one on the HMS Glowworm. That story is pretty insane. There's a video I want to do about the Royal Pindi, which was a P&O ocean liner that engaged both the German battleships Scharnhorst and Gneisenau in what was essentially a suicide mission when she was an armed merchant cruiser. And that is an incredible story because you've got this ocean liner, and it was sunk in a very, very short order, but incredible that this ship should turn around and engage these two state-of-the-art German warships. It was just amazing. Very, very cool story. Stephen Hemingway says, "Ari, your IT problems." Yes, in the UK we have a TV show called It Should Not Happen To... ... Maybe there needs to be one for YouTubers. Yeah, this is all technology that is brand new. I got this computer yesterday. So maybe it was a little ambitious, but I specifically got this so I could stream to you guys today and not have it be laggy. I mean, I don't know if any of you guys were here last week, but I was like a slideshow. So the fact that I'm nice and smooth, I should be, made it all worth it. So I promise you guys, I'll get that working, and then every stream from now on, starting when I do this again, maybe next week or the week after, we can fire up the software and sink some ships. It'll be fun. Sebastian Asadi says, "Hey Mike, I'm back, lol. So I recently did some digging into into some shops of the past, and I remember ships. Sorry, you mean some ships of the past. And I remember the nuclear ship Savannah. That's not a typo. It's nuclear powered. It could be an interesting topic. Yeah, I mean, Savannah's fascinating. Sadly, again, the nuclear industry has been trashed, almost as if there was a coordinated effort to undermine its safety. I wonder who would be doing that. It's an interesting topic. There was a great video done by Mustard on the Savannah, so I'd recommend going and checking that out. But yeah, no, I'd love to do a video on it. Absolutely. Mandeep Singh says, "Hi there, I sent an email a while ago. Still waiting for a response." Oh, I'm sorry, man. I guess, unfortunately, having the email listed online means that everybody writes to you, and I try my best to get back to as many people as I can, but inevitably I miss some of you. So I'm real sorry, but thanks for writing to me. I'll try and find it and write back to you. If you could travel on the Titanic with a time machine back to 1912, would you take the chance? And under which class? Yeah, it's tough. The thing is, it's funny. Now, as Titanic enthusiasts, most of us would know how to survive the sinking of the Titanic, which is go back in first class, travel on the Titanic for those days in first class, and then on the night of the sinking, get dressed nice and warm, go up to the starboard side of the ship and wait out front of the gymnasium, and at some point, William Murdoch will let you into a lifeboat. The simple fact is Murdoch, who was operating boats, lowering boats on the right-hand side of the ship, he was letting men in. He was, he was waiting for the boat to be filled as much as it could, and then whoever was nearby could step in. So, how to survive the sinking of the Titanic? Right place, right time. Would I do it? No. I would love to step aboard at Southampton. I think I'd definitely do that. Or maybe travel like Father, I think his name was Frank Brown did, and get off at Queenstown in Ireland, in Cove. But no, I don't think any amount of historical nostalgia would be worth witnessing something so horrifying. You watch the interview with Frank Prentice, who survived the sinking of the Titanic, and years later, we're talking, he's an old man, he's in his 70s or 80s, and he's still got that vacant kind of stare of someone who's traumatized. And in the interview, I used a little bit of it in my Were People Trapped Inside the Titanic video. He says, it was almost like murder. I'll probably have a nightmare about it tonight, is what he says. He says it so casually, it's such a throwaway line, but it was like it was still so fresh. And the story I always remember and talk about is, I think it was Jack Thayer who said the sound of the people in the water after Titanic sank reminded him so much of the sounds of a crowd at a baseball game that it would just send a cold shiver up his spine. So it was such a traumatic experience. I think I would love to see the ship. I'd love to go on it, but to be there that night would have been so horrific that I could think of nothing worse than being there. So it's a no from me. But yeah, I'll go aboard at Southampton and have a little look around. Why not? JW Gaming. Sorry to get real dark on you there. JW Gaming says, what are your thoughts on nuclear-powered passenger ships like the NS Savannah, if you have any at all? Yeah, this should be a thing. I think it's a great idea, If it melts down, it's just going to melt down through the bottom of the ship and end up on the seafloor. So, no, I think the nuclear industry is interesting. There's, incredible potential for power there, and it makes me sad that I think there has been a concerted effort to undermine the safety of the nuclear industry. So yeah, I'd be interested to kind of see where it goes. Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look at what I originally wanted to show you guys, which is my channel. I just wanted to show you, you've probably already seen it, but I just thought it would be real funny looking at my first video. I don't think we're going to be able to hear it. Oh, I have to watch my own ads. How embarrassing is this? I guess I make you guys watch them. Squid says, were you ever on the Titanic? No, I was never on the Titanic that I know of. So this is my first video. First of all, no tie. No tie. I mean, disgusting. You guys can see my neck and everything. I'm so sorry. That was my old study in my old house. And you can see how messy my desk is. You can see I just kind of I was thinking, nobody's going to watch this. Nobody's going to watch this. No one cares. And some people did. Some people watched it. Yeah, it was my first video. And what I was doing was just kind of flashing around the Lusitania and showing you all around. This was long before I could properly animate. But to prove that I always wanted to have animated videos, you have to go back before that design secrets of the Lusitania and look at these. These were kind of like little experimental vignettes that are really interesting. And the first one I ever did was the Lusitania. And even though this is super, super basic, look how similar this is to some of my recent animations of the ship in Unreal Engine. So I did this like 2 years ago now, before I could animate, really. And this was just Lusitania shot against a blank, like, stock ocean background image with green screen effects over the top. And I did it again for the Britannic. It is really funny. A lot of you are saying, I watched this not that long ago. I know I'm talking about it like it was 10 years ago, but this was really... Oh, you know what's funny? This exact shot I recreated. I redid this. Oh, it's actually in the thumbnail for the video today. But I redid this for my What If Britannic Didn't Sink video, which is somewhere here. Where are you? Here we go. There it is. So I even have the same ship models. So there you go. This is the modern era of Oceanliner Designs versus 2 years ago. Isn't it cute? Oh man. Yeah. Well, you got to start somewhere, right? So yeah, in my mind, for the longest time, I knew that I wanted to have animated videos. I just didn't know how to do it. And then one weekend, I just was like, you know what? I'm going to learn how to animate. And I did it. And I'm glad I did. So there you go. Yeah, the channel has come a long way, huh? How funny. There you have it. Michael says the wreck video is the one that took off, right? No, I think... So I did a virtual tour of the Titanic wreck, which was just kind of like flashing around my drawing of the shipwreck, which I'll put here. But the video that did really well was the Titanic's funnels video. Why did Titanic's funnels collapse? I think that was the first one I ever did that was really tech heavy, you know, how the funnels were built, why they collapsed, that kind of thing. Historic Travels. Hello, Sam. He says, hey, did you see the images of the new ship Disney just purchased? Disney likes to make its ships look traditional, yeah. However, this ship looks cursed. No, I didn't know that. Well, let's go have a look. Is it a new one? What's it called, Sam? Oh, is that it? Oh. No, what is this? Global Dream? Global Dream? Is that what it's actually going to look like? It's got 3 funnels. That's cool. Let's have a look. MV Global Dream. Oh, so it is, no, I'm pretty sure that's not it. I'm pretty sure they're not buying a bulk carrier. Is that it? Is that it? No. Is that, what am I doing? 6 funnels? They're in pairs? You're kidding. Is that a 6 funnel cruise ship? I know all us Oceanliner nerds were like, ships should have more funnels now to balance them out. Wow, look at this thing. Oh my goodness. Look at that section of ship that they're just transporting out. It looks like it's floating on its own. It's not on a barge. It looks like it's floating on its double bottom, but it's not even like there's no compartment at that end. That's unbelievable. My goodness. I can't believe they can build ships like this. It would cost $2 billion to build. $2 billion. Hey, what do you think we all just chip in and buy it? Sam, do you have $2 billion lying around I can borrow? He says, no, that's it. The company went bankrupt and they bought the shell. Then they're going to make it look like that concept image. So they're going to give it 6 funnels. You know what? I kind of like it. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. It's so over the top. It looks like fan art. This doesn't even look real. I love the little anchor down here. You know? That's funny. Wow, my goodness. Yeah, it's got a huge forehead. My God, look at that. Wow, that forehead is bigger than mine. That is a ship right there. No joke. Zulian says, can you cover Hull 401 survivor stories in future? By Hull 401, I assume you mean the Titanic. So can I cover survivor stories on the Titanic? Yeah, you know, this channel is more about the engineering and how ships were built and why they sank. But the new channel that we're starting called Time Travels is going to be about who these people were, you know, why ships sank, what it was like to be on board. So I think that will be more like the other channel's prerogative, whereas into the future, this channel's going to be really, you know, engineering oriented. I Am Boat says, Mike, your 6 funnel passion is a crime. It looks cool. Come on, look at that. Look at that. Andy Happy Guy. Mike liking ugly ships as always. Johan van Oldenbarnevelt. What is this about? You serious? Come on. It looks cool, guys. You kidding? Don't you think it looks cool? Sebastian says, 6 funnels, 3 pairs. It looks so ugly. Are we looking at the same ship? I mean, okay, yeah, it is a little... Let's see if we can improve this. Let's see if we can improve this. Come on, let's fire up Photoshop. Let's improve this ship. Sebastian says, so many people said it's going to ruin the company's image of quality over quantity. All right, let's see if we can get this looking a little more classic. What do you think? First of all, we're gonna make the image bigger. Okay, let's try this out. So, I guess the first thing we need to do is get rid of this 5 head situation. So I'm gonna cut out the bridge real quick. So we probably want that to be like the highest point of the ship, right? Okay, so then we're just gonna really like roughly fill this in because I'm doing this live. All right, we're just gonna like, I'm just gonna get this looking kind of good. I don't think this is going to take much to look good, you know? I know it's not actually what the ship's really going to look like, but let's have a little fun with it. Okay, and then we're just going to add a little bit of cloud in the background just to make it look a little cohesive. Okay, no, we're not. Okay, good enough. All right, so, and then what we're going to do is kind of like bring this down a bit. Gee, it still looks big. It still looks like it's got a forehead. Although it does look a little better. It kind of now it just looks like Queen Mary 2 if Queen Mary 2, you know, was a little different looking. All right, I think the funnels just need to be bigger. I think the trick is keep that after funnel there. This middle funnel just looks decorative, right? So I think that all the forward ones are decorative. So we're just going to get rid of that one. And then we're going to put this... We're going to get rid of this... We're going to not have them in pairs. We're going to put this one about... Oh, I think they just need to be bigger as well. I'm going to have that one there, I guess. And then maybe make them a little... I still think they need to be bigger. Like, oh, not that big. We're going to make them proportional. Hylian Batman, Mike Brady is cancelled. Oh, come on. Really? It's like, you can't... Yeah, there is no such thing as a wrong opinion, but your opinion's wrong. All right, then we're going to put this one... Maybe about there. Maybe this one there. And then maybe shorten the superstructure after a little bit. So it's like that long. I think that's looking a little better. It still looks a little janky. I mean, ideally what you'd have is like just a longer bow, you know, like you'd want to have this whole thing here like back. Because I think the thing now is ships just have very short bow sections and they just look a little funny. Because they don't need all that space, but of course they just look a lot more elegant when they've got that nice sweeping bow. We're just going to move the funnels back a little. I'm going to put that one there, thereabouts. I'm going to put that one there. Then we're just going to fill this one in. So, you know, if I could design a modern day cruise ship, that's kind of what I'd want it to look like. 8213 Production says, "How are you, mate?" Good, thank you, my friend. How are you? I see you're having a mess about with ships. Yeah, we've we've just tried to improve. We've just tried to improve the new Disney ship. What do you think, guys? Did we make it work? Do you like it better? Let's go back and get the original. The original. Oh no, we didn't want that. Let's go and get this. We'll dump it over the top. We can do a before and after. All right, here we go. Before. Sebastian Asadi says, "Mike, just wait for the cease and desist to come in from Cunard, Disney, and Royal Caribbean. You know how to make a good combo of nightmares." Yeah. I don't know if I've improved it or ruined it, but it just looks more sleek. It doesn't have the forehead anymore. I like it. I kind of like it. There you go. We're going to name this... we're going to name this ship. This is no longer a Disney ship. This is now an Oceanliner Designs ship. We're going to name it something. I'm going to call it... where's... Franklin Gothic. Is Franklin Gothic here? Yeah. Here we go. This is the stuff. We're going to make it... We're going to give it a fitting name. Oh, what are you doing, Brady? Please. Johan van Oldenbarnevelt 2. I'll make it regular. There we go. I'm going to put that right there. And I'm going to get rid of the shear line here because we don't need it anymore. I'm going to get rid of the Disney logo because now it's an Oceanliner Designs ship. I'm going to continue the shear line here. There we go. Look at that. The Johan van Oldenbarnevelt 2. Oh yeah, get rid of the Disney logo here. We improved your ship, Disney. Sam and I managed to raise $2 billion and we've actually just bought your ship. And we've deleted the superstructure and we've named it the Johan van Oldenbarnevelt 2. There you go. I think we've improved it. I think it's better. Instead of Sammy says instead of Mickey Mouse heads on the funnels, it has Mike Brady heads. Oh, we could probably do that. Where's a good little... Oh yeah, that's a good screenshot right there. Look at that. We'll use that one. Here we go. Just to make sure everybody knows that... I can't believe this part of the stream has got 420 listeners. Not the one where I'm actually talking about history. The one where I'm doing stupid things. All right, here we go. There we go. Look at that. I'm just going to blend it in a little bit. I can't believe I'm actually doing this. This is ridiculous. There we go. What do you think? What am I doing? I'm losing my mind. Such a good way to end the stream. Really? This has got 420 listeners, not the history stuff. This is what you want to see more of, is it? Sam, Historic Travels, I've created a monster. This is your fault, Sam. Sebastian Asadi says the MS Bradyson. Nope, this is a real thing. I want to see a Minecraft model of this ship. And if somebody builds a Minecraft model of this ship, I will tour it in our next stream. And it's got to have accurate Mike Brady face on the funnels. Oh man, see, this is what happens when you only have one coffee and you talk nonstop for 2 hours. Disney's on the bow. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, we missed one. We missed one, guys. Hang on, wait. We gotta just. For any of you listening at home, who were looking forward to actual history, I'm really sorry that this has devolved into me messing around with Photoshop, but we're gonna get one more. I am boat. So when will tickets for the ship be selling? Yeah. Once the $2 billion clears in the checking account, I'll let you know. Sam, if you could just PayPal me that $2 billion, that'd be great. There we go. Amazing. So there you go, guys. Thanks for attending my my shipbuilding my shipbuilding seminar. Joking aside, I genuinely think that we improved the look of that ship. I mean, in all fairness, though, that definitely looks a lot more authentic to the original Johan van Oldenbarnevelt. My goodness. Well, let's do this again next time. Okay, tell you what. In the comments to this stream, once it goes live, leave me some ideas for ships that you think are ugly that we could improve in the next stream, and maybe we can make it a little segment. And next time, I'll look at the comments while I'm doing it, and you can be like, maybe you can do this, and then I'll like fix the ship up a little bit. I might just post this on the community tab. Whoops, because this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever done. My goodness. Well, guys, this has been fun. We've just hit an hour and a half. Next stream, I might even just do this again next week. I might make this a weekly thing because it's fun hanging out with you guys, especially when we do stupid things like this. I'll get the computer working, and we can look at the animation software, and we'll sync some ships. It's really cool. We can get really great points of view, like a real cool POV from the stern of the Lusitania as it's sinking. I Am Boat says, Mike, improve Hellenic prints. Yeah, maybe maybe that's the one we can look at next time. Maybe these funnels, I might just do a little bit more work on this. You know, I think the funnels just have to blend in a little more. They've got to be a little bit more subtle. What do you think? One of these? Oh, that's just terrifying. Okay. That's good. I'll have a bit more of a play with it, and I'll post it online for all of you. But like I said, if someone makes a Minecraft model of this ship, I'll tour it. Sebastian Asadi says, Scarlet Lady is so chonky. Yeah, maybe that's one we can look at zhuzhing up. What do you think? MV Scarlet Lady. That's the Virgin Cruises one, yeah? Yeah. Look at that. My goodness. That is a floating apartment block. Yeah, maybe we could play with that one next time. I don't know. Icon of the Seas. That says CMBGO. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah. This is the newest, biggest cruise ship in the world, isn't it? Biggest passenger ship in the world. I've got a lot of thoughts about that. My goodness. The Stoned Abbot says, this is the super chat will end on, because I can tell this is going to be hilarious. All right. He says, the crew of the lightship enjoy a quiet, foggy shift when suddenly they see a huge bow bearing right down at them. The last thing most of them ever hear is, hello, it's Mike Brady from Oceanliner Designs. Oh man, the MV horrific. So funny. Okay, all right. Well, guys, this has been fun. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. I'm sorry for unleashing this monstrosity upon you. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but if you've got a complaint to make, head on over to Historic Travel's channel and complain to him in the comments, because it wasn't my fault. Have a fantastic week. It was great talking with you all. Sorry to to have to go. I always have so much fun doing these, but now I got to go and edit a new video because there's one coming out tonight that I'm sure you're all going to love. It's on a really interesting topic. It's comparing P&O's cruise ships today to 1932, because this month marks the 90th anniversary of the first Australian P&O cruise. And the difference is startling. The first cruise ship that they used was the Strathaired. And I actually went to Sydney and filmed against. So it's probably actually one of the first videos where you'll see me out in public. I shot against their brand new cruise ship, the Pacific Encounter, which is like more than the size of the Queen Mary. And the Strathaired was like a little 30,000, 32,000 ton ship. So comparing these two is going to be really interesting. So make sure you watch that. Have a very cool day. Have a great week. I'll see you guys next week. And we'll I'm just going to end on that. What more is there to say? Goodbye. Goodbye, guys. Oh, I can't believe I did that. So ridiculous.